Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, live on WBON TV Channel 9 and on radio at V99.3, Sports Radio 103.5 and Y92.5. Support your favorite local teams and enjoy the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair, the law offices of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Aero Auto Glass. Now let's go live to your host, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Another Monday and another Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show here on this, May the, what day
12th.
12th. Okay,
The
that's what I thought, but.
After Mother's Day.
Did you have a good Mother's Day? Happy
I
Mother's
did.
Day to you, by the way.
Thank you very much. I did have a good Mother's Day. I got to sleep in.
No, we
The
gotta fix
dogs
that.
didn't even wake me up.
They knew it was Princess's Day. They
It was
didn't want to bother
Princess Day.
you.
I slept in, but then I did get up and feed them and
Okay.
let them out, took care of
Do the
them.
motherly duties, right? You're supposed to
Motherly
do.
duties, and then just chilled. I watched some TV, but then I sprayed weeds and
So what's the show you're talking about again? You said you were doing
The Chicken Sisters.
The Chicken Sisters.
I watched that. There's like 8 or 9 episodes, and
Okay. Is it on
it's on the
Netflix?
Hallmark channel.
Oh my God! You and the Hallmark Channel. We've had discussions a lot over the. I sent you that TikTok I found a few months ago.
Yes,
of
and that was funny.
Yeah, the TikToks for the Hallmark Channel.
Listen, in this world today, and we're talking about wars and everything else that's
Yeah.
happening,
Drama.
it's not, all the drama and people leaving pets.
The
and
Chicken Sisters make you forget about it
this-
all.
Right. And you know how it's going to end. It ends well. But this is a series. This isn't a movie.
Okay.
So, but the movies always end well. You know, the good people are always going to get together.
That's true.
So it's a good feeling network.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Well, and here's the you talked about. We're in a content-driven world too, where
Yes.
I mean you've got all these different things, and I think it's really affected sports too with how you take in sports, how you view sports, how you buy tickets to sporting events. I mean, a lot has changed in the world that we're
Yes.
living, and it's honestly been ever since COVID. You know, ever
sure.
since the pandemic, we've really changed a lot of things, and yeah, you know, I think when you look at watching a show or I mean, there's what? How many different streaming platforms are there now?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And
Hulu, Netflix.
And you probably lose track of them. You think about
Yeah.
how much you really don't watch maybe Hulu or Disney
Well, and
Plus.
you're paying for
or,
them all too.
You're right.
Essentially,
Monthly.
for maybe a couple of shows. You're paying for all of them to just watch a couple of shows on each one. Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's
And
the weird
Netflix last week just revised themselves, you know.
Again?
And, well, yeah, they kind of,
Do they
their
charge them more now?
platform. I don't know. They did not
Okay,
raise
they
the
didn't raise
prices,
the
but they
prices, okay.
remodeled their platform,
Okay. All right.
the search engine and all that.
What's your
different stuff.
favorite just show of all time? I know this is not sports related, but we kind of got into this now. So.
Yeah, true. It's not sports related. The Golden Girls.
Oh, okay. All right. That's like
I'm
your
a Golden Girls fan. I always have been.
your guilty pleasure is Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've probably never seen it.
I have seen. I've never watched a full episode before, but I know what you're talking about. Betty
I'm
White.
a heartfelt kind of TV watcher,
Okay.
and I love sitcoms. Love sitcoms.
I don't know if
They don't really have sitcoms anymore.
No, because they're all on streaming platforms.
Right.
You know.
Everything is 60 minutes anymore,
Yeah.
or like the CSIs and that. I don't want to watch all that.
No, I do like
I get
Law
that
and Order.
stuff on the news.
I do like watching Law and Order SVU, but then once you have kids and you picture your kids in those situations, it
Nope.
makes you want to turn it off. So
I'm not watching
yeah.
any SVUs, Special Victims Units. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
Can't do it. Can't do
Or
it.
NCISs or any of those.
There's a lot of different ones to choose from too.
There is. They are very popular. I'm glad people are watching, but it's not for me. No.
Well, let's
Not for
dive
us.
into some sports talk. You know, we've got a lot of different things to talk about. We'll start. I know we got high school stuff coming up next week, but we just had one of our spring sports come to an end with the EKU softball team.
know.
What a great
They had
run
such
they
a
had.
great
Yeah.
season.
They won their division, so champions of it, finished second overall in the regular season standings in the ASUN.
Yes.
Lost to North Florida on Friday by one run, and then they lost to North Florida on Friday in the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a double elimination tournament, so they won their next game to play North Florida again in what was considered the championship game, and then fell short, as you said, by one run, a 5-4 score.
That's
But
heartbreaking.
a really good season.
And they were on top for a few innings.
On two different occasions.
Yes.
They took a lead.
Yes.
North Florida tied it up. Eastern took back the lead, and then North Florida, and I
Like
think it was
in
the
the
fifth
fifth inning, yeah.
scored like 3 or 4 runs to take the lead. Eastern came back with a pair of runs late, but could not
needed
tie
one
it
more
up.
run to tie it.
Yep,
couldn't get it.
Maddie Rutan, though, what a great season she had.
And she made the all-conference team.
Yep, there was three of them.
Tournament team.
All-tournament team. There were 3 players that won or that were selected to all-tournament. Rutan, Navarez, I believe, and then Haynes also on the all-tournament team. Those girls, I think the Haynes girl was the freshman that hit an inside-the-park home run in the championship game. So.
Yeah, how cool would that be?
And really interesting because EKU baseball had such a disappointing season. They were very down this year. Softball, who's been consistently good, were really good this year. I mean, they were dominant in the A-Sun. They were in the mid-major poll rankings that came out last Monday. They were the 11th best mid-major team. There's a lot of schools out there.
Yeah.
And North Florida was actually 1 spot ahead of them in those rankings. They go mano-a-mano again, and Eastern falls short, losing in the championship game and their season coming to an end.
You know what? They got to hold their head up high, and they weren't expected to win this conference. So I'm super excited for them.
Well,
what a championship game. If you're going to play one, you hate to lose by that.
Yeah.
But they gave it everything they had.
Well, you know how good Jane Worthington, the head coach, is. Legendary coach. We know what happened a few years ago. She's been able to bring the program back from that, and they're right back on top yet again. So congratulations to them on a spectacular season. Now, talk about some high school softball. Of course, EKU finishing up their year. High school softball. The district tournament for both baseball and softball begins next Monday. We're a week away. And when you look at the season right now, going into the last week of the regular season, I talked to Coach Randy Hall, the Central softball coach today. They have had 12 games canceled because of weather.
Rain, weather,
6
wind.
because of weather. They've had 6 games canceled for other reasons.
Like illness, maybe?
Well, I asked, so that was one of the things that we'll talk about. He is really upset because, so I didn't know this. You know, like in high school football, and I think even in basketball and other things too, you have contracts that you have to play out. So like in football, like Central will have a 5-year contract or something, maybe a 6-year deal where they go play at Southern. Southern comes back and returns the favor. They do this, every so often.
And it's in a contract.
And it's in a contract. In fact, maybe 2 years where we'll play you this year, you come back to my place the following year. That's how a lot of these high school contracts are done. In baseball and softball, there's no repercussions of that. So when you cancel a game, and it's because of weather relations, when you cancel a game, you don't get it. You can just say, okay, I don't want to play. And this year, what Coach Hall has seen is a lot of teams who thought they were going to be good at some point in the season, maybe they're not as good as they thought they would be. They're having a disappointing year. They can just be like, Central, you're really good this year. We don't want to play you.
We don't want to take that loss.
Yeah, and now, especially late in the year where RPI is coming into play, you don't want to play a team like Madison Central because you know how good they are, and that's going to be an automatic loss. Essentially, Central over the weekend, they could have done the same thing. They could have been like, you know what, we don't want to go play Assumption or Ballard, 2 top 10 teams in the state. We want to protect our record. But Coach Hall went on the road to both of those teams, lost 10-1 to Ballard. Assumption's the number 1 team in the state.
Yes.
They hung right with them, only lost 5-0.
We talked about them last week.
We did, and that's a big school too.
Yeah.
But an all-girls school, Madison Central's girls go on the road and kept it close. Only a 5-0 loss, and all 5 of the runs that Assumption scored were unearned. So they had a good game plan, put it in place, just could not execute and put runs on the board.
Well, like I said, we talked about that last week. They gave it their all.
They did.
So you know what?
And they weren't afraid to go play somebody.
That's
and
exactly
that's
where I was going. Because when you talk about Madison Central, Madison Southern, those coaches, no matter what the sport is, and we talk a lot more about it with Madison Central.
Yeah.
It seems like whether it be basketball or football, the big ones, and then now baseball and softball, they play. If they know a team's going to be really good, they go for it and put it on the schedule and say, if we're going to win and we're going to win district, we're going to win region, we're going to make it to that state tournament, we got to put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
Not every program does that.
Well, and I believe a part of that is, too, you're in the 11th region.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you
Against
have
Lexington
got to
schools.
You have, in the great crossings now of the world, you have
Scott
got
County.
to be able to compete in the 11th region or you're going to just be terrible.
Yeah.
So you go out there and you challenge yourself, and that's what Madison Central does. Madison Southern to the same effect, where they will go out and they'll play these, these bigger, maybe the more namey rights teams because they're a bigger name. Yeah.
Typically, like
historical
Assumption
programs.
or Ballard, they typically in Trinity with boys, they have the name of always having the history
Ballard,
of good. baseball and softball.
And one of the things he talked about was, his team's got to get better at hitting. They've had a few games this year where their pitching has really carried them. That was the case again over the weekend. They held Assumption to 5 runs, couldn't put any on the board themselves. So as you flip the page now to the postseason, you play Model in the first round. So it's Madison Central versus Model in round 1, Madison Southern versus Berea in round 1. The championships will take place on Tuesday. First round are a week away from today. So you flip that calendar, we go to next week, and it'll be very interesting to see how those first round games play out. Favorites are going to be Southern and Central, although Model softball team, very good this year. They're 12-5. Mm-hmm. But do they have enough firepower to be able to contend with Madison Central? We'll see if that's the case.
And have they put themselves out there the way Central and Southern have done against top teams?
Yeah. Well, let's do this, Copeland. We got an interview with Coach Randy Hall. Let's take our first commercial break. We'll come back. We'll play that interview with Coach Hall. Then we'll dive in to baseball on the other side. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
At Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky, we believe in treating our customers like family. As a family-owned dealership for 60 years, we offer top-notch customer service and a friendly, knowledgeable staff. From sales to service, we're here to meet all of your automotive needs. Come on in and see our new and quality pre-owned vehicles or check us out at jackburford.com.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Richmond's very own TV station signal is now stronger than ever. If you're enjoying free over-the-air TV, rescan your TV now for all the channels WBON TV offers, including Channel 9.1 with the AMG network featuring great programming like Forensic Files, Cheaters, plus live local sports and our daily Live at 5 local newscast. Channel 9.2 with the Buzzer Network. Enjoy your favorite game shows of yesteryear. Channel 9.3 is the Heartland Network with classic country and southern gospel music, The Crook and Chase Show, classic movies, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and much more rural living programs. And Channel 9.4, that's Retro TV, featuring classic TV shows and movies you love and remember. For more information on over-the-air TV, visit our website, WBONTV.com, and click the over-the-air tab. Drop us a line today and let us know where and what you're watching. Email us at info@WBONTV.com.
Here with Coach Hall of the Madison Central softball team, and Coach, it's been an interesting year. I was just talking to a couple other coaches earlier today about cancellations and things, and it's been a lot. And we were talking before we started recording here. You guys have had 12 games canceled, and it's very difficult to kind of prepare for the postseason as you're heading into your final week of the regular season, and you went from having 3 games down to 1 now. So just talk about that and how crazy of a year it has been as far as game cancellations and stuff.
Yeah, it really has this year. And of course, we've had a lot of weather, but all the 12 games we've had canceled, 6 of those are non-weather related. Just for any reason that somebody wants to cancel, they can cancel. With baseball and softball, there's no set contracts, so people can drop out for a whole host of reasons, or just for any reason they want to, and so it makes it pretty tough to get any kind of a rhythm going. I guess if teams if they have injuries or something, maybe it's a good thing. They can try to get some people back. But this year we also didn't go down on spring break, so generally that's 5 games. You get 4 or 5 games during that week, and generally the weather's pretty good. So we chose not to go this year, and that's kind of probably bit us a little bit now that we're missing out on so many games.
When you look at your team, you're very young, and to be where you are, I mean, you sit atop of the RPI right now because you guys have had a really successful season. And I think the last time we talked, I asked you about how surprised you were because of your young team playing so well. Now that we're getting ready to flip the page into the postseason, just talk about that and how your young team has really stepped up through the entire season and now as you prepare for the postseason.
Well, you're right. We are fairly young compared to what we've been in the past, and not quite as many players in the starting lineup that have quite as much experience maybe, and with the youth it's a little bit harder, especially when you don't have a rhythm going, getting used to seeing, so you don't have as many games to get in to try people in different positions or different batting orders, or people to step in at certain times. So you're pulling a lot from some JV and seeing what they do in their games. But there again, we've had 9 JV games. Last year we had 27 JV games.
Wow.
So at the end of the year, so it's a lot of times we'll go and play somewhere, and either the weather was bad or just they decide that we're going to just cancel the JV for that night. So our JV has really struggled getting in games as well too. But as far as us, it's hard to say exactly how good a team we are. I know the RPI, when it comes down, it makes it tough to schedule other games. Once they start seeing that, people don't want to schedule games late in the year, thinking they may be picking up a loss. But like this weekend, we went and played 2 of the top 10 teams in the state, and we lost 2 of them. We beat a team out of Indiana and only lost 2 games all year. So I don't understand where some coaches don't want to play people to try to get better.
Well, when you look at the games over the weekend, you talked about it, 2 top 10 teams. You lose to Ballard, lose to Assumption. What was it like, and how do you think that helped your team as you all get ready for a postseason run?
Well, I think it probably does help. I mean, you hate to lose; you're always out there trying to win, but to play against better competition, and then if you're not successful, you can kind of see, well, where do we need to work on certain things and really hone in and get our focus back. We went on a streak. I guess they're winning seven games or something. So the girls at this age, they of course start feeling good that they're winning games, and then sometimes they're maybe not as focused in practice, and then all of a sudden you get kind of humbled. And that's the thing about this game. You can be humbled any night by anyone, and hopefully that will let us refocus. The Ballard game, we lost, and just had a bad call that kind of didn't go our way, and then they score a few runs, which that's not an excuse. They scored enough runs. That one bad call didn't hurt us enough. And then against Assumption, the number 1 team in the state, we give up 5 unearned runs, and that was the only runs that were scored. So I think we're right there if we can just kind of clean some things up.
Now you flip the page over to the postseason here at the end of the week and prepare for a model team. It's 12-5 on the year. They've kind of surprised some people themselves, but they too have had a lot of games canceled. So when you look at them, what do you know about them, and have you started implementing stuff for preparation for that game yet, or will that be something you kind of do later on this week?
Well, that is one thing about our district. Especially where we draw, you never know who you're going to get. They just drawed last week, so it's kind of hard to prepare too much. The 2 of the teams in our district won't play, so you don't get to see them, and you don't play any of the common opponents they do because their schedule's not quite as tough as ours. So it is really hard, and it also makes it a little bit tougher for us to schedule at the end of our season. Just because, how are you going to find somebody that matches up the exact same way those, teams are. So it's a little bit of a challenge. But they have had. I do know their record has been pretty good this season. So they're probably playing with some good confidence too.
Okay, so now we flip the page over to the postseason. You begin with Model next week, looking for a potential postseason run, but we know how difficult the 11th region is. Taking all that into account, what is going to be the key for a deep postseason run for Madison Central?
Well, so far this year, our pitchers have really kept us in ball games, and if they can continue that, it's really going to come down to whether we can hit or not. Some games it takes us a little while to get going, and then other games we seem like we're matched up pretty well with the pitcher. So I think it's going to be more us putting runs on the board. We've played a lot of close games, and which it should help us in close pitchers duel games that we hopefully would face in a region if we're lucky enough to make it there.
Well, Coach, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Good luck to you and the Lady Indians next week, and hopefully you can get at least one game in this week before the regular season ends. Thanks to Coach Hall for the interview today. And, of course, they were supposed to play tonight against Harrison County. That game was canceled. Supposed to play Dixie Heights, I think, tomorrow. That game was canceled. They do have one game left. They will play Pendleton County in the last game of the season. They're 12-12 right now.
And that's their last home game, too.
Yep.
So, but like
hopefully they get that in.
Hopefully they get that in. And that, like he was talking about, the Dixie Heights, they're 3-14.
Yeah.
So they just did not want
to play.
Didn't
want
Madison
the smoke.
Central.
That's what the young folks say. You ever stand back
You know
here
what?
talking
That's
about
a good problem to have, but you want to keep your team in a rhythm, like Coach Hall talked about.
They're 3-14. Their expectations are going into the postseason probably aren't very high. But what they are doing is hurting Madison Central. So,
right.
And if I'm Coach Hall and next year Dixie Heights needs a game or something, then they call me and I'm like, I don't return the favor. Or I do return the favor and cancel on them or whatever the case might be. It's just hard to kind of keep these relationships that way. But you look at Southern, they're 14-10. They've got some expectations going into next week. Yes. Model 12-5. They've got, and the thing is, Model's got 5 games left this week. Berea's got 4. How many do they get in? I mean, Model's only played 17 games this year.
Right.
Yeah, Berea's played less than that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Berea's 9-12.
Oh, so they've played 21. But and there's not many games left this week.
No.
And you
and
really
we're supposed
do
to
want to
rain
try
all
to.
this week.
I know. Yeah.
So they're going to get out of that rhythm. That's
Yes.
what's concerning, like what he said. You
Yeah.
want to keep them in that rhythm. The pitching is amazing to me.
It is.
I'm, it's so fast, and you know what it is when you watch Major League. But I would love to know what these girls, how fast they're pitching.
Well, on the other side, we're going to talk to Coach Andrew McNew, Coach McNew from the Madison Southern baseball team. The Eagles coming off a couple of wins last week, and Coach now up to 200 regular season wins in his career. So congratulations to him, 200 wins as a head coach at 3 different places. We'll talk to him about that, about this team, and more when we come back, and then we'll talk some more baseball before we check in with our final break. So don't go anywhere, folks. A lot more coming up on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
At Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky, we believe in treating our customers like family. As a family-owned dealership for 60 years, we offer top-notch customer service and a friendly, knowledgeable staff. From sales to service, we're here to meet all of your automotive needs. Come on in and see our new and quality pre-owned vehicles, or check us out at jackburford.com.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Richmond's very own TV station Signal is now stronger than ever. If you're enjoying free over-the-air TV, rescan your TV now for all the channels WBON TV offers, including Channel 9.1 with the AMG network featuring great programming like Forensic Files, Cheaters, plus live local sports and our daily Live at 5 local newscast. Channel 9.2 with the Buzzer Network. Enjoy your favorite game shows of yesteryear. Channel 9.3 is the Heartland Network with classic country and southern gospel music, The Crook and Chase Show, classic movies, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and much more rural living programs. And Channel 9.4, that's Retro TV, featuring classic TV shows and movies you love and remember. For more information on over-the-air TV, visit our website, WBONTV.com, and click the over-the-air tab. Drop us a line today and let us know where and what you're watching. Email us at info@WBONTV.com.
Here with Coach McNew of the Madison Southern baseball team. And, Coach, as we come down the stretch here at the regular season, we are literally just a week away now from the postseason. It will begin next Monday. Of course, the rain will always have to be taken into account with how things are. But as you look at the way that the last couple of weeks have gone for your team, kind of a little bit of a roller coaster. Got a couple of wins in a row, then a couple of losses, then back-to-back wins to end last week. Just talk about what you've seen from your team over the last couple of weeks, and now how you are preparing to wrap up the regular season.
Well, I think over the good thing about the past couple of weeks, we've got to see some quality arms, which is always good as you're getting ready to head into the postseason. We battled. Things just kind of didn't go our way when they needed to in a couple of those games, but we were right there with a great chance to win those. The couple that we did lose, and then the ones that we won. I know last Friday night, we faced a solid Pikeville team, faced a good arm. We got off to a good start there, and just kind of held on to the end, and finally got that last out before they made a comeback on us. So it was good. And now. Again, our kids, man, they know that they can play with anybody, and as you head into the postseason, that's a big positive to have is that belief.
When you look at that win over Pikeville on Friday, it was your 200th win. So, full circle now for you. When you look back on your career, did you ever think that you'd get to a number like that, and talk about the success that you've had as a coach?
Well, I guess I always use this story. Jody Hamilton, who's been a state championship coach at 2 different schools, and when I was at Rockcastle there, we gave him his first retirement, lost, and he walked off the field and he had number 37 on his back, and that's how many years he'd been coaching. And at that time, I was not even 37 years old. So I look at it, and I think it's just trying to be consistent and the longevity and being able to hang in it that long. High school coaching is not for everyone, but at the 3 spots at Lincoln and Rockcastle and here now, we're in it for the kids, and those kids are what make those wins happen, and those groups of kids, and seeing, it's never about you, it's about them, and man, it's been wonderful. I've been blessed with a lot of great talent and just a lot of great kids.
One thing this year that may have been different for you in the past, there have been so many rainouts. And that's one thing that I've noticed more than any other year that I've been doing games is the amount of cancellations or rescheduled games that we've seen. And for you all, too, has it been more difficult this year in years past, or am I just imagining that?
Yes, it has been more difficult. I think 2018 was probably the last time I remember it being like this. That year I was at Rockcastle and we played like 21 regular season games. So we've already went past that number. which is good. But yeah, man, and it's hard to find rhythm. You play and then you're off for. I think we went like 6 or 7 days without playing. So getting in that rhythm, especially at this time of year, you want to be playing as much as you can be. So it does make it difficult.
As far as the last week of the regular season goes, is there anything you all are doing different as far as trying to set your rotation up? Because obviously you still want to win these games. You've got Danville, South Laurel, Garrett County, Lincoln County to wrap up the regular season. So how will you all kind of play this final week as you prepare for the postseason next week?
Well, I think we all across the region. I think we all know who our guys are at this point and how we want it to look. I'm not saying that it'll exactly look that way, but you are preparing and knowing what you want those first 2 games or the first game of the district to look like. And then, of course, if you win that one, you're guaranteed to play the district title. And then you're also looking at getting ready for Memorial Day at that point if you make the region tournament. So it's one of those that, we know, how much you let them go, and then you're trying to get through the week healthy. I mean, that's another thing. I mean, you want to be ready, have everybody on your roster ready to go next Monday.
When you look at your matchup with Berea in the districts next week, talk about them as a team. Have you kind of already got a game plan in place for that, or will you kind of maybe tackle that over the weekend? How will you guys get ready for Berea?
I mean, we're already looking at who they played, who's pitched against who. We know that they have a good arm or two, and you always gotta prepare for that. And I always say the first game of the district. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I still get butterflies for that one. To me, that's the toughest game you coach all year, and the toughest game you got to play all year. Because if you win that one, you're guaranteed 2 more. So it doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to go at it. I mean, you got to attack it and treat it just like any other game, and hope that you're out on top at the end of it.
Well, one thing we talked about is you guys have rescheduled your senior night for Thursday night. You'll host Garrett County that evening with a 6 p.m. first pitch. Talk about this senior class and what they've meant to you. Again, they're part of your 200-win season. Talk about just what this senior class has meant to you and what you want to see from not only them but from the entire team as we do close out the regular season this week.
Well, and I'll try to say a little bit about each one of them. So we have 5 of them, and they were freshmen when I first got here. We coached Dwyer there those couple years, and watching each of them grow. Aiden Lilly is just a competitor. I mean, he plays his heart out every night, and has been that way ever since his freshman year. Gary Young has dealt with injuries and medical issues, and this year he got to play like an 8-year-old again, and it was great to see that from him. Noah Thompson. He's one of our outfielders. He dealt with an ACL last year and didn't get to play. So this is really his first true varsity year. But he's a speedy guy on the bases. Plays hard, dives for plays, those type of things. Jackson Lewis, man, that kid he had to work really hard to get into varsity time, and last year he started getting some of that time, and he's continued to have a role. He's planning on going to the Army, so that's a great thing for that young man. And then you have Preston Williams, who we just got this year, and I think the last time we talked about him. What a special kid, special person, man. He's just been they say the guy that gives you the shot in the arm. I think he definitely did that to our program this year. He's just been that consistent, just great all-around kid. So, and the group as a whole, I mean, they have, I always tell them, what footprint are you leaving? And they have left the footprint. I mean, the needle has moved, and we're heading in the positive direction, and it's because of their leadership.
Well, Coach, it's always a pleasure talking to you. I know we're at a busy time. Hopefully the rain will hold off for us. I know it's predicted to rain every day this week, I believe, but one. So hopefully you guys can get some of these games in, especially the senior night one on Thursday, and prepare for a fun postseason ahead beginning next Monday.
Good to hear from Coach McNew again. He and the Eagles are ready to play next week, and congrats again on that 200th win late last week, Samantha.
I know, that is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big career move. I mean, as far as that many wins. Madison Southern's lucky to have him.
They are, and they're trying to build a program. Consistency trying to be the key over there. They've had a lot of coaching changes over the last few years in almost every sport. You look at girls basketball, boys basketball, football. Now Coach Pemberton comes in, so
Which
lot
I'm
of
looking
moving
forward to
parts.
meeting him.
Yeah.
Looking forward
they had
to
their
the
big
new
spring
football
game on Friday
coach.
night. They had the alumni game, which is always a big deal over there. So looking forward to football season. But as far as baseball goes, it looks like we're headed for another Madison Central, Madison Southern championship game. And when they met back in mid-March, it was a 10-inning game all the way through, tight throughout. Indians came from behind and won it in extra innings, and that was a very fun game. I know fans would love to see another Central Southern tight district championship game.
Yeah, because if you don't want to blow out. We don't want that for either
especially
team.
in the championship game.
In a championship game, you want it to be tight, you want it to be exciting, and fan-worthy, you know? So good luck to both teams. I mean, with all the rain we're expecting all this week, they're probably not going to get these other games in.
So you got a week to prepare for districts.
That's where I was going. So we'll see.
When we come back.
And pitching, who knows?
Yeah, that's the big thing.
You got to. Obviously, they're going to get a lot of rest if these games don't get in. So, because we're showing that there's 3 left, 5 games left, 4 games left.
Yeah, and their game tonight got canceled. So
which was Trinity for Madison Central.
Yeah, and then I think Southern was
game.
supposed to play somebody tonight as well, and their game got canceled.
Yeah, and then Central's also going to play Scott County. That's their last away game. So that's a big game. They're like second in region.
They're good.
You got Great Crossing and then Scott County, or vice versa.
Yeah, and then Sayer's good. The 11th region is loaded, but it always is. So.
Always is.
Let's take another commercial break. When we come back, the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony, their 4th class will take place on Saturday. We'll be streaming that live here on WBON TV. When we come back, we'll once again play our interview with Carl Park from a couple of months ago where he talked about the 4th class of inductees, and we'll hear from Carl Park next on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
At Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky, we believe in treating our customers like family. As a family-owned dealership for 60 years, we offer top-notch customer service and a friendly, knowledgeable staff. From sales to service, we're here to meet all of your automotive needs. Come on in and see our new and quality pre-owned vehicles, or check us out at jackburford.com.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Richmond's very own TV station Signal is now stronger than ever. If you're enjoying free over-the-air TV, rescan your TV now for all the channels WBON TV offers, including Channel 9.1 with the AMG network featuring great programming like Forensic Files, Cheaters, plus live local sports and our daily Live at 5 local newscast. Channel 9.2 with the Buzzer Network. Enjoy your favorite game shows of yesteryear. Channel 9.3 is the Heartland Network with classic classic country and southern gospel music, The Crook and Chase Show, classic movies, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and much more rural living programs. And Channel 9.4, that's Retro TV, featuring classic TV shows and movies you love and remember. For more information on over-the-air TV, visit our website, WBONTV.com, and click the over-the-air tab. Drop us a line today and let us know where and what you're watching. Email us at info@WBONTV.com.
Well, this is our fourth class, right, going in?
Fourth
class going in, and we've been a part of it, being able to live stream, put these things on TV the last few years. It's always fun to be there and see some true Madison County legends entering the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame in our next class going in May, right?
Yeah, we've got 9 individuals and 6 teams. A couple of the entrants or the inductees are a little bit out of the box, but that doesn't detract from their worth. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, when you say that, a little bit out of the box, what should we expect from that?
I know one fella is a horseshoe champion.
Okay, yeah. So it's a sport that you may not
know so much
It's not as
about.
popular about basketball or whatever the case might be.
Got it. I love it, though, because I love the diversity and how you guys have really, and your committee have really just stepped outside of the box, like you said, to pick some of these individuals. Tell us about how you picked them.
Well, we have about 75 nominees every year, and we get together. We have a board of 12, and we have a couple of meetings. We get out all the nominees, and then we kind of get our top 15 or 20. Then we come back the next month, and we dive in and pick our choices. We feel like 9 is a good number. We could put 15 or 20 in per year, but it'd be a 5-hour ceremony. I don't think anybody's up for that. So we
Well, you got to give some excitement for next year too.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah, I've got 2. I won't divulge, but 2 people. One was a team, one was an individual. I thought for sure was going in this year. It didn't happen, so I'm sure it'll happen next year.
Because it's by voting,
by
right?
voting,
And
we
you
all vote. Yeah.
Well, and I like it that we've got. Last year we had Dominique.
Yeah.
This year we got Marquise, and it's
Right.
guys that are young enough to appreciate what they're going into, and they can enjoy this. I mean, they can come back, this year, next, like Dominique come back this year, whatever the case might be, and but man, I'm a member of this thing. I want to go to the next one.
Yeah, that's what
next
we
term,
hope.
and let's outgrow Perkins and find us and build this thing. Let's have to use Baptist Health Arena next
That's
time
right.
we do this.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Marquise, I guess he and Dominique, the only 2 Kentucky Gatorade Players of the Year from
Central.
So that's quite an honor for him, and he was kind of an easy choice. He obviously started in high school and then had I think it was a 2-year career. He decided to go early in the draft. Ended up playing overseas a little bit.
I think Cozart might have got Gatorade Player of the Year. We'll have to check on that. But now there's been so many good athletes. I mean, you think about Damian Harris played over at Madison Southern. Stocker was over there as well that went and played in the NFL. Warford was, an offensive lineman that played in the NFL. There's been so many good athletes, but it's not really about just your name and how far you make it. It's about your impact on the community as well, right?
That's correct. We've got several, as I mentioned, people that could go in, and they're going to go in. It's just a matter of time.
Well, let's talk about this.
Well, let me add one more thing, because when you say that and you add those names, there are people on the Facebook post that add the names hey, don't forget about such and such. Hey,
well, I saw someone say,
just like you did.
Dominique Hawkins, ? Well, he was in there last year, but that just goes to show you, too, you got to follow this thing because it's very cool. And before we talking about this year's class, talk about where folks can go and view the Hall of Fame. I know there's a part in the library, correct?
It is. Second floor of the library. They've donated entire room. We've got several more classes to go to fill it up, but that's quite a commitment on their part. But we've got a nice display of the plaques that we present them, and then we ask them to give it back because we give them a real nice award to take home with them. But they can go to the second floor of the library.
So this year's class, talk about it. You talked about the 9 individuals.
Yeah, tell us who they are.
There's going to be some names. Marquise, you got Tony Cox, who's very popular. There's a few other ones, too, that folks are going to recognize as soon as you talk about their name.
Well, Tony's a natural. He's such a good guy, too. I know what you both probably know him. And he's had quite a career. He 3-year starter at Central, went to the Philadelphia Phillies farm organization. Then he played a couple of years. Then he came back, went to Vietnam. So he's a Vietnam veteran. Then he began his coaching career. And, he was at 7 different places.
Yeah.
high school and even ended up at Berea College as a assistant coach for Roland Werewilly. So he's had quite a career. He's outstanding. I watched him play in high school. A very, very good shortstop. Of course, that's one of the toughest places.
Yeah.
Get a lot of up the middle, in the hole.
And Tony's a bigger guy, too, so to play shortstop, that's pretty impressive for his size.
And when he took a throw from second, from the catcher, he would catch it with his glove, and then the ball wouldn't get in his glove. So he was quite adept at catching it, put his hand over it, tag, and that's kind of a different way to approach tagging somebody at second base.
Okay.
He's an outstanding person.
Okay. Got next?
We got Marquise, we mentioned, Gatorade Player of the Year, 2 years at Kentucky, went to the draft and ended up playing overseas, but he was all region and second team all SEC in his career over there at UK. Ended up coaching a little bit at Dunbar High School and Georgetown College and Midway University.
Yeah, and Marquise, I remember him. One of my favorite Kentucky players of all time because he was kind of the one of the first guys that I remember being kind of a stretch four. He could shoot.
He could.
He had some range on him on that jump shot.
Yeah.
So.
He was quite a contributor to Central's teams, of course, and then played quite a bit, obviously, at UK. So had a great career. Next is Rufus Harris. That's our horseshoe pitcher.
Okay.
He he was involved in all kinds of little league, senior league, baseball. His son played. Terry Harris was his son.
Okay.
And Jane Harris, who's Bill Klaus's wife, is his daughter. So he's got a little lineage here in the county. But Rufus started, I guess, outdoor activity. He ran in the Marine Corps marathon at age 65.
Wow.
And then he picked up horseshoes, won the World Championship Senior Division in 1983. He's 69 years old, so that's quite a feat.
Man.
And then he was inducted into the Madison County Horseshoe Pitching and also the Kentucky Horseshoe Pitchers Hall of Fame. It has a state award named after him. So that's quite a
that is pretty
honor
impressive
for Rufus. Peggy Sawfield, her last name is Harris also. She was a swimmer at Model High School, swam, I think, from 1977 to 1981. She had several records that her length of not service, but her length of record was the 15 years in freestyle, 50 yards.
Okay.
So she had that record even after she had stopped competing.
That family, too, has a long lineage of swimmers.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and she's Tim Cahill's niece.
I would think, yes.
Yeah. Tim's going to go in at some point. Obviously, he had a great career, and she's just was selected to the Model Athletic Hall of Fame. So.
Okay.
Actually, I was thinking niece, and then I thought, well, maybe it's sister-in-law. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll
Judy is his wife.
Yes,
or was
sister.
his wife.
Yes,
his sister-in-law. You're right.
Yes.
The next lady is from Berea High School. Mary Schubert Parker, quite a outstanding cross-country runner. She won the state, and she was a high school All-American, and then for Berea High School. She went to Ohio State and competed for their team. She wanted to pursue a medical degree, which is great, and she got her doctor's degree. And kind of a neat thing, it's kind of sad too, but she was one of the folks that helped out with the recovery unit at 9/11.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And, she served in the Army for 25 years, and she, I guess, retired as a colonel. So that's quite an honor for
Again, impact on the court or on the field and also off of it as well. That's a bigger deal, I think.
Yeah, she's a very good nominee or inductee. Frankie Ray, this is one of my favorites. I know you all know. Yeah, he is something else. He's survived several heart problems, for one thing, but he taught in the school system for 49 years, Madison County. Started off at Kirksville High, or junior high, then transferred over to Central, where he coached football, girls basketball, and track and cross country. At age 39, he started running quite a bit, and he put in over 32,000 miles just running at different events.
Wow.
They had a group that met at Eastern and ran around the county, and it's kind of sad when he couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah. I ran half a mile today, and I was ready to just die over. So that's impressive.
He's ended up. He spent a few years as an assistant coach over at Berea. I didn't know that, but
I think he was recently the Grand Marshal.
That's right.
At
I think you're right.
Central's parade.
Yeah, he's a special
Homecoming.
guy. Yeah. Well, we're glad to honor Frankie. Eddie Simmons. This is kind of a new kid on the block for me. I didn't remember him playing at Madison High, but he played football and basketball. He's 2-year All-State, ended up at UK as a wide receiver, and he played 4 years over there at UK. And in high school, he also did the high jump, and he's ranked number 3 in the high jump in the state his senior year. Next is Brad Winkler, another baseball player from Madison Central. Brad, 3 years All-State, senior year is 1980, and he played 4 years for Mississippi State, started in center field, was All-American, All-SEC, NCAA All-Regional Tournament, did an outstanding job down there. He held 3 school career records that have since been broken, but he also played in the New York Yankees farm system for a few years.
Yeah, draft pick by the Yankees.
Yeah.
A lot of people will remember him recently as a Madison Middle School principal.
Right. Yeah. And he ended up his career, he coached 4 years of high school in Mississippi and led them to state finals in baseball. So he not only played, but was a good coach. Jerry Woolham. Jerry was one of the best athletes ever to play at Madison High in football. Played in 1957, 58. He was, back then they had a bowl game called the Recreation Bowl, and he's the most valuable player. And also first team All-State and All-South team as a senior at Madison High. Went to UK, and he started at UK at quarterback in 60, 61, 62. His junior year, he was having an outstanding year, and he broke his leg. He was leading the conference in passing yardage till that happened. But he ended up tied for the SEC lead in passing completions, and his career marks were 2,759 yards at UK, 11 TDs, and he hit 53.1% of his passes. He's a dentist now in Pineville. You remember Tuck? Well,
yeah.
So Tuck's is
very impressive. And there's 6 teams going in as well. We'll quickly get to those. We've got the 1950, 53, and 54 Berea Foundation high school boys swimming and diving teams who were the Kentucky High School co-champions. Now we also have the 69, 70, and 71 model girls swimming and diving teams who captured the state Class 2A state championship. So model in Berea getting some love in this Hall of Fame as well.
That's
and
right.
and swim. You talked about some of the other sports. You got swimming here, and talked about the horseshoe. It just goes to show you we've got tremendous athletes in the history. It's cool to kind of pull it all together and have this each and every single year as well.
We look forward to choosing the next class. I know last year we put Phyllis Adams in the Little League guru.
Impact on the community.
And she was quite a star in our community.
Yeah.
She is. Everybody knows Phyllis Adams.
They do.
Well, absolutely.
Carl, before we let you go, give the folks where can they go to get more information about the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, nominate somebody, donate, whatever the case might be.
And what they need to do if they want to nominate somebody. How do they do that?
We've got a website. It's MCSHOF, Madison County Sports Hall of Fame.com. And we have a nomination form on there they can download and then send it back to the address.
Okay.
And they can also donate it on there. We have several businesses around the community that help us out on providing what we need to do the banquet and the plaques and the banners. So we have a good community involvement with it. But March 15th is our ticket sales.
Okay.
And we're at Perkins Building again, and that seats about 280 to 300 people. We've filled it up the last 2 years. So with these teams, you never know with the team if they're still around or not. But it's going to be a full house. So I would encourage people to get on that website.
So when those tickets go live, you let us know, and then the induction ceremony will be May 17th at 5 p.m. again over at the Perkins Building. It's always so much fun. Looking forward to being part of that ceremony once again this year.
Yeah, we appreciate your all's help in doing the live stream there.
Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it, my man.
And thank you for all that you do, putting all this together.
Listen,
You're in the committee.
Carl, and they deserve to have their own wing in the Hall of Fame, I think.
That's exactly right.
Can I name the committee real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
John Hamilton is our treasurer. Donna Lovell, secretary. John Lovell, historian. He's famous for his love of the history and the pictures. And Jack Frost is our founder. Leanne Browder does our tickets. Bill and Jane Klass are board members. Eugene Estel, I know you know Eugene. Karen Knezovich is on the board, and Sylvia Powell and Keith Taylor does the Berea.
Yeah, the citizens.
Yeah. So we've got a good board.
There you go. Well, folks, we'll step aside for our final commercial break. Appreciate Carl coming over to give us an update on the next class of inductees going into the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame.
At Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky, we believe in treating our customers like family. As a family-owned dealership for 60 years, we offer top-notch customer service and a friendly, knowledgeable staff. From sales to service, we're here to meet all of your automotive needs. Come on in and see our new and quality pre-owned vehicles, or check us out at jackburford.com.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Richmond's very own TV station signal is now stronger than ever. If you're enjoying free over-the-air TV, rescan your TV now for all the channels WBON TV offers, including Channel 9.1 with the AMG network featuring great programming like Forensic Files, Cheaters, plus live local sports, and our daily Live at 5 local newscast. Channel 9.2 with the Buzzer Network. Enjoy your favorite game shows of yesteryear. Channel 9.3 is the Heartland Network with classic country and southern gospel music, The Crook and Chase Show, classic movies, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and much more rural living programs. And Channel 9.4, that's Retro TV, featuring classic TV shows and movies you love and remember. For more information on over-the-air TV, visit our website, WBONTV.com, and click the over-the-air tab. Drop us a line today and let us know where and what you're watching. Email us at info@WBONTV.com.
Thanks for joining us here, folks, on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Don't forget, Saturday we will be there to stream the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame ceremony. We'll also have districts next Monday and the championship game on Tuesday. Should weather permit, they get played on those days. But it's a busy time, Samantha, and we are going to have a couple of. It would be good to be back on the air here in the next 8 days here.
Well, you're right, because it feels like we haven't done very many baseball games, softball games, and we didn't do any volleyball games, did we?
They've all been canceled.
They've all been
all
canceled.
these baseball and
our
softball
table.
games. It's been kind of a crazy, crazy year for cancellations. But we will be there for the first round and for the championships. Kind of do what we did similar last year, where we're kind of going back and forth between each game,
Right.
so we can show everything that's going on. So it should be a fun time coming up next week, and good luck to all the teams in the postseason.
Yeah, and good luck to all of our schools. I mean, school's almost
2
out.
weeks.
Graduations for Central and Southern, May 23rd, May 24th. So good luck during all the finals. It's an exciting time.
It is.
End of the school wrapping up all those parties for your kids.
Thanks, folks, for watching. We'll see you next time on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.